Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to share this great recipe with you. This recipe is for the quickest dinner possible. Well, I mean, unless you did get takeout or something. But this is a recipe that my aunt, Johnny, gave my mama probably 40 years ago. And 40 years ago, we were pretty easily impressed when it came to food. And we thought this was kind of exotic, me and my sisters. It's basically just a ground beef casserole with pasta sauce, French-style green beans, cheese, and a crust on top that you bake. It's simple, but it's good. It's so delicious. And whenever Mama learned how to make it, she'd make it for us, and we were thrilled. We were like, yes! They called it an Italian casserole. Now, I don't know how Italian it is. I mean, it's got an Italian flavored pasta sauce on it, so maybe that's where the Italian comes from. I don't know. I'm not trying to appropriate Italian culture or anything, so, you know, in the PC correct world we're in these days, I'm not Italian, and I admit it, but whatever. Watch this Irish girl whip this up. So listen, what I have done previously is I chopped up 1.5 great big onions, just yellow onions. If you have white onions, that's fine. And I also chopped up a big handful of garlic. Now, I love garlic. If you don't love garlic like I do, you can use as little as you want to. But because this is kind of a bold flavor, hello, the oven's ready. We're looking for a bold flavor with our pasta sauce. So I like to add the garlic. So I used probably 8 or 9 garlic cloves. I chopped them up kind of fine, threw it in this pan with, this was 2¼ pounds of ground beef. Now I use lean beef because if you use 20/80, you get a whole lot of fat in there. And I don't want the fat to rise up and mess with my crust. So this is lean, and I had to actually add some olive oil to get it to fry up good with my onions. So, you know, whatever. That's just what I did. I fried this up till it was nice and done. I seasoned it with some salt and pepper. And now basically all that's left to do is assemble. And it's the easiest thing. So I'm going to set my ground beef to the side. I'm going to move my cooktop. And then I'm going to bring my little pans here. These are just aluminum pans. Now, if you have a glass casserole dish that you like to use, by all means, use a glass casserole dish. The reason I'm using these is because I'm giving these away tonight. And so I figure, well, I'm not going to give my pan away. I'll just buy some aluminum pans. So that's what I did. And I put them on this baking sheet as a little insurance policy because while these are pretty deep, they might bubble out. So just in cases. So cover your rears. All right, so what I do, I take this lovely bit of ground beef. Oh, by the way, the oven is preheated to 375, and do that before you start. So I'm just going to put half and half in each of these things, and if you don't get it quite half and half, whatever, y'all know me. Just eyeball it and give it a lick and a promise, and you know, it's going to eat good regardless. So we've got our meat in there. Now, if you wanted to add your pasta sauce to your skillet and mix it all up that way, well, that's fine. I just didn't have room in my skillet because, well, I should have used a bigger pan, but I didn't. So I'm accommodating. So I just go ahead and put my ground beef in the bottom. I'm going to set this to the side. Now I'm ready to start layering. Now, you really can put anything that you want to in here. If you wanted to go crazy and make it kind of like a layered pizza casserole, you could put pepperoni, you could put Italian sausage, you can, you know, whatever floats your boat. But I'm just keeping it simple the way Mama makes it and the way my aunt taught my mama to make it. And you just start with a base of ground beef and onions and the garlic. Here's my pasta sauce. I'm using just regular old off-the-shelf pasta sauce. This happens to be marinara sauce. Use whatever you want. This is what I had. It's what I grabbed. So I'm going to pour halfy on here. And then I'm going to pour half on this other fella. And then I'm just going to spread it out with my spatula. And y'all, this smells good. All that stinking onion and garlic in here. Yeah, it makes me happy. All right. And this comes together real fast. So if you have had a crap day at work and you need something for supper that's quick and easy and that most folks will eat, because I mean, who doesn't like pasta sauce and who doesn't like cheese? And I mean, green beans, hello. I think it's crowd pleaser, so if my opinion matters. Okay, so I've got my layer of the pasta sauce going on, and now I'm going in with some mushrooms. Now my mama is getting one of these tonight for her supper, and she don't like mushrooms. So I'm not gonna put mushrooms on both of them. I'm only gonna put mushrooms on the one I'm giving to my friend. So here goes. I just have to remember which one is which, because my mama hates a mushroom worse than anything. She says they taste like dirt. I don't know how you can stand to eat them. Well, I like them, so whatever, Brenda, whatever. Okay, so got my mushrooms on this one, and now here's what people sometimes turn their eyeball, they roll their eyes at me, but this is how it's made. You go to the grocery store and buy, this is 4 cans, well, 2 and 2, French style green beans. If you love to use fresh green beans, well, go ahead. But it's just not the same. It's not the same mouthfeel. It's not the same taste. I don't normally use canned green beans in my life. I like to use frozen ones or fresh. But this recipe calls for French style canned green beans. And so that's what we need. So this is, like I said, 4 cans. So I'm going to divide it halfy and halfy. And I'm just going in with my hand. And I'm just spreading these green beans out. I mean, you see what I mean when I say it's easy? If you wanted to substitute green beans with another vegetable, I mean, whatever. If you don't like green beans, I mean, you could use, I guess you could use maybe canned asparagus or something, but who eats that? I don't know, no judgment, I'm sorry. You can eat what you want to. I'm just saying, for this Aunt Johnny recipe, we're using French style green beans. So, they're in there. Now, I did not use any extra Italian seasoning in my ground beef. I like to kind of put it on top of my green beans, because the green beans themselves, they don't taste like a heck of a lot, truth be told. So I find that if you sprinkle a little bit of the Italian seasoning direct on top of your beans, it kind of cooks through them, and it just makes them taste a little better. So I'm going in with just a generous little dabble of the Italian seasoning mix. And I've already added my salt and pepper. I did that while I was browning up my ground beef. So I don't need any more salt and pepper in this. But I am ready for the best part, which is the cheese. It's my favorite anyway. This is a mix of mozzarella, and there is some grated Romano. There's some grated Parmesan. There's a little bit of Monterey Jack in here because I had a little hunk left over. This is just a good mix that I like to use, but you use whatever you have on hand. I don't really want you to use cheddar, because cheddar changes the flavor profile of this, and we want to keep it kind of a neutral cheese. So use one of these white cheeses like this. Now we're going in, and I'm just going to sprinkle it all over the top of the green beans. And I probably got 3 cups of cheese here. If you want more cheesy goodness, well then you add more. If you don't want to eat that much cheese, well then you adjust it to your taste preference. That's what I call cheesy. Now look, she's about done. But I am going to do one more thing. I got to put a top on her. I'll move this to the side just for now. I don't waste my time making pastries for this, because this is store-bought in the refrigerator section. And honestly, for this method, you can't beat this because it's stinking easy to use. It rolls out awesome, and I just don't have time to make a pastry at the drop of a hat. So watch this. I'm gonna put this sucker on top of here, and it'll, look at there, it just fits perfect. I'm gonna press her down a little bit, and then, cause everybody likes crust, right? I'm not gonna cut this off. I'm just gonna fold it over and roll it down a little bit, and we're gonna keep that crust on here to enjoy. Waste not, want not, right? All right, so this is coming together. Folding this down, boom, boom, boom. We're gonna do the same to the other one in just a minute. But you can see that this is a done deal. I'm gonna grab me a little knife. I'm gonna make me just a couple of little slits in it so the air can get out. And then for grins, I'm gonna take my olive oil and give it a little shot on top. And get my trusty thing, and I stuck it in tomato sauce, so it's going to be a little red. Just going to smear it around here, paint the sides up. And y'all, this is all she wrote. I'm going to stick this sucker in the oven, 375. I'm going to bake it off for about 35 minutes. It's basically done. All we're doing is cooking the pie crust, and we're melting the cheese. Everything else is up to temperature. So dinner's almost ready. So I'm going to stick this in the oven, and we'll be back, and I'll show you how wonderful and easy dinner can be. Hey y'all, this buzzer's just about to go off. And that means these suckers are done. So let's take a peek. Yes! Take a look at dinner. Shazam! Look at that. Holy mackerel. Looks great. These crusts, they browned right up. I hear it popping and crackling inside. It looks and smells perfect. Now listen, I sprinkled a little bit of Italian seasoning on top of this one so that I would remember that this is the one that has mushrooms in it, and it does not go to my mother. So since this one's Mama's, I'm going to cut into it so you can see what it looks like. She won't care. She'll say, Lord, why'd you bring me such a big one anyway? So, I mean, hello. So, normally I'd let it sit just a while. But, you know, circumstances alter situations. So, in I go. Now look. That cheese has just completely melted in. That sauce has coated that meat and cooked down a little bit, and the green beans, well, they're just there for color and a little texture. It's lovely. Serve it up with a good tossed salad, or, I mean, whatever floats your boat as a side dish, and you're cooking dinner. Let's see, I'm gonna get about bloody hot. Winner, winner, Italian casserole dinner. Now this is good. I can't think a thing in the world why anyone wouldn't like this. It's filling. It's not expensive really to make it. I mean, the ground beef, but I mean, you're going to buy ground beef anyway. Yeah, heck yeah. This one gets an A+ in my book. I hope that y'all give it a try. I hope that, hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe to my channel as always. I know I sound like a stinking broken record, but it is so important in the grand scheme of things so that I can get these videos out to other folks, for folks to actually subscribe and like them. Because if you don't, then I won't know how to improve. So send me some comments, give me some pointers. Come over and see me at jamieteachmetocook.com. I love having you over there. I'm going to post the recipe and the video and a little blurb on my blog there, all about the Italian casserole. So come see me there, and I hope that you have a lovely evening, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, y'all.